Russia is threatening to shut down the largest power plant in Europe. NBC News has learned Russia is telling employees at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant in Ukraine not to go to work tomorrow. Russia is accusing Kyiv and the West of planning, quote, provocation. Both Russia and Ukraine are now holding nuclear disaster drills, fearing an explosion if the shelling doesn't stop. NBC News foreign correspondent Meagan Fitzgerald is in Kyiv for us today. Meagan, talk to us about the situation at that plant right now.
Well, Aaron, as you mentioned, this is a very serious situation that certainly appears to be escalating. You mentioned just a moment ago that Russian military officials earlier today accused Ukraine of planning a provocation. Now, Ukrainian officials say, look, this is an example of Ukraine trying to lay the groundwork here to create an incident at the plant and then turn around and blame Ukraine. Keep in mind also that Russian officials have threatened to shut that plant down. This is something that Ukrainian officials say could be catastrophic if not done correctly. Now, here's the big concern, that radioactive material could leak from that plant, be taken away by winds, and spread throughout Europe. Aaron?
Today, Ukrainian President Zelensky there, Meagan, is hosting both the Turkish president and the UN Secretary General. What can you tell us about their meeting?
All right, so we know that there was a couple of focuses of this meeting. We know that the president here of Ukraine, President Zelensky, wanted to talk about securing that nuclear plant. He also wanted to talk about exports leaving Ukraine, going to these nations that are in desperate need of the grain, of the food supplies here, and also wanted to talk about ending this war. What we know right now is that the UN Secretary General was asked by Ukrainian President Zelensky for help in trying to release medics and soldiers that have been taken captive by the Russians. We also know that there was a discussion with the president of Turkey, President Erdogan, about helping to rebuild infrastructure here in Ukraine, rebuilding roads and bridges. That is something that President Erdogan did agree to doing. And then also we know that tomorrow, the next step of this journey is that the UN Secretary General is expected to head to Odessa, the coast there, to try and take a look at the progress that's being made with these ships that are leaving Ukraine, again, heading to the Middle East, along with Africa, filled with grain, needed supplies that these countries are in desperate need of, as many of these countries are on the verge of a famine.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.